Season 4 League chaolan tutorial. Let's go. Okay, so in this video, I would like to teach you guys how to play Season 4 League. Season 4 League, alright? This is for my YouTube content, okay? So you guys get to see the Season 4 League tutorial. It might be a little bit in depth, you know? Yeah, pretty much excellent, but some people want a new league tutorial, so let me see. Alright, so let's get stuff in general. One of these new changes in Season 4 is, oops, that's one of them though. You can rage art in, while you in Hitman stance. I barely do it. Maybe I should do it a little bit more because it's actually not a bad change whatsoever. It's not a bad change. I should definitely do it. But I keep forgetting that he has it because it's such a weird change. It's a very weird change. Hold up a second, guys. My controller. Alright. Let's try that again. So he can rage art while in Hitman stance, which is pretty crazy. I'm still not used to the change, so I have to remember that I can do that when somebody's mashing me while I'm in Hitman. So that's actually interesting. Another thing with Lee is they gave him 13 frame while standing punish, which is while standing 1-4. It's only +4 on hit, but if you go into Hitman, is only +1, right? The issue with this move is that it gives too much pushback on hit that most of the time, well, and just in general, you really don't want to attack after it, even though it's +4. Give you an example. See, you whiff. You see? See, you don't really want to attack afterwards. After you do it, so it has a lot of pushback. See, you can move afterwards. What I usually do is after that move on hit, I usually go into Hitman because Hitman has better homing moves. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's +1, see? If somebody backdashes, you know what I'm saying? Or if somebody wants to swing or sidewalk, see? Or if they backdash, you could just do like a slide mix-up or something, or if not, don't go into him and do instant running 3-4. It's an okay move, but there's not a lot of -13 lows in Tekken 7 now, so you probably won't be using the move too much. Something I like to do sometimes, I'll do while standing 1 on block into Magic 4. I'll show you an example. Because it's only -2, so it'll trade, you know. But if somebody does something slower, and you can high crush afterwards too, you can do. You know what I'm saying? It's a little hard to do. You have to do it like instantly, you know. See? You high crush if you think somebody's gonna do it. So you can just look at it and see what somebody's gonna do. You can play with the negative frames pretty much. Kind of like back 4 on block, you know. See? So you can do stuff like that if you feel like it. But other than that, it's like whatever. Also, Hitman 1+2 leaves closer. It's really good +2. +6. It's pretty good. That's another move you gotta kind of be careful swinging afterwards, because of a little pushback. But in general, nobody should be able to do anything on hit after that. You see, they can't do nothing. They gotta kind of just take what you do to them. Yeah, they gotta just take that shit. So that's a good change. 4-2-1 is a better wall splatting. You see how far it wall splatted? So that's pretty good buff now. That's not bad. In general though, I feel like Lee's pretty much the same in Season 4 to Season 3. The only difference is that the health bar is bigger. So you have to poke a lot more, and wall damage is weaker. So you have to work a lot harder with Lee in this season. My advice, honestly, is, it might be strange to some people, but I honestly feel like you have to play really unrisky with Lee. By unrisky, I mean not too many slide mix-ups, not too many wild staying 2-3 games, and stuff like that. Because the reason I say that is because the way wild staying 2-3 is with the bad range and the slide and shit, that people can option select the mix-up a lot, and him not getting a full combo when he does it, it's kind of like, just because of the bigger life bar, it gives people an opportunity to guess a lot more. So if you're putting somebody in a slide blender, they're going to be able to guess a lot. And when they guess right, it's not going to be in your favor. You're going to get launched every time the slide gets blocked. Your wild staying 2 might whiff, and you might get launched. Or you might just eat a 13 frame Punisher all day. So that's why I say, like, the slide mix-up, you should probably only do it if you're right in somebody's face, or if their back is on the wall. But in general, you shouldn't rely too much on risky stuff with Lee in Season 4. It's because you have to hit somebody so much. So it's not worth doing something so risky that you're not even gonna get a lot of damage with it. So just in general, just poke a lot and space a lot, but don't overextend too much with lows. Just kind of just poke and wait. Just chip and just play as safe as possible. You know, a lot of DF1s, wait, back 4 homing move, wait, 1+2, this, you know, a down 3 here and there. Not too much because it doesn't track and it's launch punishable, so hide it well. Yeah, it's good, but at the same time, it's not something you want to spam. I wouldn't rely too much on it. You know what I'm saying? Get your counter hit damage, but don't rely too much on counter hit setups, because counter hit setups like down forward 1 and stuff like that, it's pretty risky because it's a negative frame trap. And you can sidewalk all the options. You know, it's a big risk if somebody wants to go. You know, somebody could just backdash and duck. You see it? So pretty much what I'm trying to say is, any of Lee's frame traps, which have to deal with negatives like back 4 on block or down forward 1 and stuff like that, all risky because movement could be all the options, or a right guess on a certain button. Like if you do like back 4 with the down 3 because you think a high is coming, somebody could just sidewalk and launch you, you see? Or somebody could do a 15 frame mid and launch you. You get what I'm saying? So there's a lot of hard reads with Lee when it comes to doing his counter hit traps. So that's why it's good just to do empty strikes, like just back 4 and wait, or back 4 in the hitman and wait, or DF1 and wait, just to see how your opponent reacts to it, because you don't want to make too many hard reads. Because that's what it is. A counter hit trap with Lee is basically a hard read. Just don't rely on hard reads too much, and don't rely on big risks. Pretty much just try to make the match as long as possible. Because at high level, the match is going to be long as fuck anyway. So you might as well just play safe as possible and get all your damage by block punishing with acid rain all the time. You know, with punishing with this. You know what I'm saying? Or if you feel like the range isn't intact, you can do back 1-1-2. You know, stuff like going to hitman is good too, because if somebody mashes, you know, they'll whiff and you can hitman 2 them. Or slide mix up into that. Even though it's just chip damage, it's safe compared to while saying 2-3. You get what I'm saying? Or on the wall, you can do hitman up for 3 games. It's a safe mid launch at wall bounces. That's if somebody wants to duck this, or if you do slide, do hitman, you know? So it's just good. That's how I feel you gotta play Lee. Plus, it's already really hard for Lee to get in. The only way for Lee to get in is either 1-2 miss up or a lot of empty dashes, which is kind of hard. You know, because slide doesn't have no range, so it like, I know a lot of people like to try to get in with slide. I wouldn't advise on that, because you see the range is not good, you see. And trying to get in with that, most people are just gonna backdash and duck it. So just empty dash, or I just do 1-2 misstep to get in. 1-2 misstep and then empty block, and if they want to swing, delay that and then get a free combo. But a lot of empty dashes is better than doing slide to get in, because if you try to do slide to get in too much, it becomes predictable and you get backdash and launched, if y'all get what I'm saying. Running 3-4 will work too to get in, but at the same time you got to be careful, because a lot of people, when it comes to spacing and neutral, they like to mash buttons and you're going to get floated out. It also doesn't track, so you could get sidewalk completely if somebody thinks it's coming, or somebody doesn't want to block, so he doesn't track the shit. Yeah, it's really linear, man. It's really hard to win with Lee at high level in this game. I feel you have to be really calculated, and you have to really condition yourself to be solid. It's really hard because you can't spam shit, and you can't do anything. It's weird, man. I feel like you have to be really offensive with him, because like if you don't, his movement is not really good. So like if you kind of just sit there and keep out all day, you're gonna get mauled. Because his movement is not good. It's not like you're going to be able to... He doesn't have Miguel sidewalk or nothing like that. So, you're not going to be able to deal with offense too much. Especially with characters that have big plus range that you won't be able to counter hit their buttons. So, you want to play like an offensive poke game. A lot of dash, DF1s, down back 3s. Take your plus frames, you know what I'm saying? Just poke, like a poke offense. And then space when you have to. So, it's hard, man. You need like good rush down. A lot of good rush down, but a lot of good spacing. Never overextending, because a lot of his shit is pushback plus on hit or on block. You know? So... there's a lot of things you have to think about. Like, I'll give you an example, like, some people like to attack after, like Grand Guitar likes to attack after down 4-4 on hit. I'll give you an example. You do down 4-4 and then dash down forward 1, right? If somebody mashes after that, you see they launch, right? So that's why you have to... So yeah, so that's a thing people like to do. So if you see people doing that, just counter hit them. They like to mash, you see? It's only +2, so you probably want to do something like 2-2-3 better. Because the distance magic 4 might whip. See? Counter hit. So it's hard, Willie. Basically what I'm trying to say is pretty much, you have to have a good offense, but it's like a defensive offense, if that makes sense to you. Just know when to not go in. Like if you do black back 4, you gotta, same through, you gotta wait. You know what I'm saying? Or you gotta run up and block a lot. Or when you hit somebody with something, don't rush in again, because it's pushback. So let's say I do something like this and I rush in, right? And somebody just mashes like a wild standing move. You see, you have to fucking your poking has to be subtle. See, watch this. Watch this, but see, just because I knew he was gonna mash afterwards. You get what I'm saying? So the offense I'm trying to explain to y'all is a lot of hitting and then waiting, and not overextending. Overextending is something like this. I'll tell you overextending. Bop, and then dash up down 3. That's overextending. See? Overextending. Overextending. You see what I'm saying? With Lee, you don't want to overextend. You want to hit and then wait. Sometimes it's okay to overextend if you see somebody playing too defensive, but you don't want to overextend too much. Because a lot of, like I said, a lot of Lee shit on hit or block is a lot of pushback. So you kind of want to take your plus frames as it is and then hit and wait, and the waiting is mostly just to catch a whiff or catch a pattern on a certain button after blocking a move. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you're doing back 4 on block, right? And somebody keeps smashing highs, right? They keep doing magic 4s or something. That's a good example to do down 3. See? But that's only if you have the read on it. Because if you don't, then you're gonna get hit with a button, or you're gonna get sidewalked and launch. You know what I'm saying? Also, when it comes to Lee's poking, I know a lot of people have trouble with Lee's poking because his shit doesn't track. So when it comes to neutral with Lee, you want to do a lot of 1+2 homing moves to get somebody to block, and back 4 into Hitman to get somebody to block. Silvertail is good too because it'll make the opponent stand still from a distance. The shit with Silvertail is a lot of people will start to block Silvertail if they see Lee and crouch. Right when they see Lee and crouch, they'll instantly duck. They'll just duck right away. So if your Silvertails are getting blocked a lot, if you want to be a little bit more riskier, you can probably duck and do while standing 2-3 or 2-4. But I probably wouldn't do that. I probably would just do this, you know. I'll just keep doing stuff like that, or instant Hitman up 4-3 a lot to stop somebody from ducking. Or you could do, you know, but I'll just probably just do this a lot to get somebody to stop ducking my silver tail. It's a lot safer. What else? What else about Lee? Also, another thing I like to do with Lee that people probably don't know about Lee chaolan is, I'll show you. This is a trap that works pretty well. I'll show you. You see, a 13 frame move will beat it out, right? But look, a 14 frame move is not. So it's pretty much a read. If somebody's gonna do a 14 frame move or slower, you go armor with Hitman 3. That's why you see I do this string into armor. See? 13 frames will beat it out, though. See? 13 frames will beat it out for 14 frames with it. Plus, if somebody's doing mids after it, you could do. See, watch. See? See? Also, another thing. If somebody keeps jabbing after you do down 3 on hit. See? Because you could punch parry and Hitman. You have to be a little faster, though. Should work, I don't know. Probably I'm timing it wrong, but that works though. Yeah, that's about it with Lee, man. I can't really think of anything else. Anybody has any questions? Back 4 is alright, because it's +2. And, it's +2. Should tell them that the thing about making stand 3 unsteppable. I really don't know what you're talking about, bro. Because standing 3 is always steppable. See? Always steppable. That's another thing with Lee. You have to pay attention to range distance. You see? If I'm from this range, look, I can step standing 3 both ways. You see? See? So you have to pay attention to the spacing distances on his pokes. That's why I tell you it's not good to overextend. You see? I sidewalk down for 1. Look at that. See that? See that? Leash tracking is pretty bad. That's why you have to delay your moves a lot and use a lot of homing moves. Because stuff like that is going to happen and you're going to get pissed off, you know? It doesn't happen all the time, but it's possible. See? I think you're talking about this. Right, let me see. Yeah, after +4, you can't. But that's only Lee, though. Miguel can fully sidewalk it even after +4. So you have to be careful. Because characters with advanced movement can sidewalk that shit both to the weak side. You want to do down 4-4, which I usually do. Down 4-4 after +4, you can't step it, no way. So they have to just take it. So down 4-4 is the best option to do when you at +4, not standing 3. Characters with advanced movement can step standing 3 to the weak side. Oh yeah, the down 2 buff, I forgot about that. Oh, standing 3-3? Yeah, if you delay it too much. And y'all gotta remember that standing 3-3 is only +1. Let me see. Also, a thing about the armor move that people probably know already is, you know you can option select it, right? You know you can option select it? See? See what I did? You can option select it. You can 1-2 misstep and then duck and then launch them. See? So be careful doing the armor move because of that. But if somebody starts doing that, you could Hitman 4 and get a full combo. Or Hitman 2. I think Hitman 4 is better than High Crush because some highs beat out Hitman 2. Because Hitman 2 is not a full High Crush, so remember that. Also about the down 2 shit, it's an okay buff, but you gotta be careful. You saw Magic Photo out of it. Something that people don't know. It High Crushes when it first comes out, But if you wait a little bit, they can counter hit you out of it. See? So if somebody does a slow high crush, down 2 won't crush. So that's why down 3 and 444 is a better high crush. Because it doesn't like stay high crushing. You get what I'm saying? So it's okay, and it tracks to the left pretty decently against certain characters. It doesn't track really well. Only after plus. See? Well, it doesn't. Yeah, you could do it. It's not a really good move though. I wouldn't suggest doing that shit too much. It's okay, but it's not something you should like really do. It's slow, it doesn't track too well. The combo is pretty easy to do. All you need to do is dash up and do down 4, and that's it. You just gotta do it really fast. You just do that shit really fast. You gotta kind of mash it. See, really fast. But it's not really, I wouldn't really suggest somebody to do it too much. Also, to stop people from tracking, like I said, you want to do back 4 hitman, 1+2. Down back 3+4 tracks a bit to the right. Standing 3, DF1. Down 4 tracks okay, but it's punishable on hit. So Magic 444 is really good if somebody blocks your DF1 or something and tries to sidewalk and hop kick. The last hit will hit them and float them, and you get a combo. Also, one thing that I've learned is that if you play somebody that, I'll show you. Somebody tries an armor move. Well, Lee's, that's one thing people don't know. Lee's back 3+4 is actually a high crush. See, it crushes hitman jabs at the plus. See, it's a high crush. It's launch punishable though. Also, back 1, that shit. That fighter likes to do so much. The reason why he does it is because the first hit tracks to his weak side. See? So that's why he does it. And the second hit tracks to his weak side too, you see? That's the issue though. You could... It tracks to his weak side. It's pretty crazy to do, but that's why he does it. It's pretty nutty, but that's why. You could do it after plus and track to his weak side. Nah, he did it because it tracks to the weak side, he could get in, that's why. Nah, that's not a normal hit, that's a just frame I'm doing. Should a hit confirm? I don't know, man. I don't think so. You kind of, if you play Lee for a long time, you could kind of feel when it hits, though. You could hear, you could just see it too. But I don't know, man. I don't think it's abusable. I don't think it's abusable to do it that much, because like if you fuck up and the last hit gets launched, it's a wrap for you. So I don't see the point of doing that shit like that. But I think that's it for Lee Chaolan, man. I can't really think of anything else. Oh yeah, instant hitman stuff. You can do it hitman 4, instant hitman 4, instant up 4-3, instant hitman 2. That's a good mix up. So if you want to mix up hitman stuff, you do stuff like this. Slide into a hop kick, or slide into watch lane 2-3, or you see? Yeah, that's too risky though. I don't like doing that shit. That shit's not even worth doing. I see Father does that shit a lot, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. That's mad risky. Because I've seen him do the whole shit and he got ducked and launched just for going raw like that. It's not worth it. It's like really, really crazy. It's kind of like, I'm going to just hit you with this last hit, or I'm going to get launched for it. I wouldn't recommend doing that. It's mad crazy. What else about Lee? Yeah, this is plus. You can make somebody block with that. 4-4-4 is good to do if somebody keeps jabbing after keep out moves. Also, back 4 into 4-4-3. Ending your combos with back 4 is good. Especially like if you're on a side wall or some shit. Or if you do this. See? That's free. The 4-4-3 shit is free if somebody gets up straight after that or after a back 4 spike. See? It's free if somebody gets up straight. So if somebody gets up straight to E4-4-3, but if they stay on the floor, you could do blazing kick or something. So that's like my grade A tech. It does work. It whiffs on females. Thanks for reminding me that. Yeah, it doesn't work on female characters. Well, it does, but you have to do a really deep dash on female characters for it to work. You have to like super dash in for it to work on female characters. There was one thing I was thinking about that I can't remember. Oh, his new Sasa, this is okay. You could just throw it out because it's safe, but other than that, it's not a very good move. But you could just do it. Just, you know, I would just do it. It's just safe. And from certain distances, you get a combo. See? And then on, you know, the wall game, right? Mix up instant that with instant this. You can do Silvertail if you want to be safer. You know what I'm saying? This is good too. I like doing that. Because if they get up, like, I like to end it with 1+2, because if they get up straight, you get a slide. But if they just stand there, you get 4-4-3. It's a nice mix-up. I like to do it on balcony breaks. Let me see what else. Is there anything else I'm missing? You already know this until this is free, right? This is actually old school too. Downfall is actually free too. You see? Downfall is free. But it doesn't do as much damage, but it's cool. You know, that's old school though. Also, this move, you probably don't want to do it too much. Yeah, high crushes and only +3, but it's extremely seeable. If you want to hide it, like to mix it up, you can do misstep into that, or misstep, you know, sway back that, or sway back this to mix it up, but it's not really something you want to do too much. Also, Lee's 50-50s are not that great, so when it comes to poking somebody up with Lee, you probably don't want to go low too much. You just want to keep mixing it up. Keep mixing up, keep mixing it up. You want to mix it up a lot. Mix up your pokes. And to see how your opponent's reacting to pokes. If you're playing somebody that's guessing a lot defensively, just mid the fuck out of them. Because your mids are mad safe. Your mids are way safer than your lows, so just keep opening their heads up, pretty much. Yeah, it is, but at the same time, it's not something you want to do too much because that shit gets blocked one time you're eating a full combo. Like, slide mix-ups are not really worth it with Lee. Because if you play like a super advanced player, they're probably going to block your slide at least 75% of the time. So, it depends on the level. If you play low-level players, slide into while staying 2-3 is really effective against lower level players. But if you play against somebody that's like really good with good spacing and movement, you're not gonna be able to hit people with slides like that. Because if you watch any high level League players of me or I Am Your Father or anybody from anywhere, you notice at high level matches that slide gets blocked a lot. Like if you see any match of Father versus Lee, versus Knee, you will notice that his slide gets blocked maybe 80% of the time. Also against low high, his slide gets blocked a lot. It's because it's so easy to option select. Because the Wild Stand 2 doesn't have any range, and the 4-4-3 is not really scary. So you don't want to rely on that shit too much like that. But that's it with the Elite chaolan tutorial. I'll upload this maybe like in the next couple of days or something like that. But I'll definitely upload this. I think I've said everything. Oh yeah, Punishers. I forgot to say Punishers. I almost forgot. 10 frame. You want to do always acid rain for 10 frame. For 13, you want to do forward 1 plus 2. I would even suggest for 14 to do forward 1 plus 2. But that's only if there's a wall. The wall splat on that is better than 4 2 1. But you can still do 4 2 1 though. But honestly, you want to do acid rain from 10 to 14 unless there's a wall, because acid rain does more than his 14 frame punishers. So you want to do acid rain for everything from 10 to 14, or 10 to 14, 10 to 13. If there's a wall, you want to do 4 1 plus 2 for 13, and if there's a wall, you want to do 4 2 1 for 13. So unless there's a wall, you want to do acid rain all the time. And if for launchers, you want to do hot kick, and if it's like a keep out, a long range, you want to do that acid storm. Yeah, if acid rain doesn't reach on certain things, then you know to adjust it and do 4 1 plus 2 or 4 2 1 or standing 4 3. So you have to adapt and adjust to that. But for while standing 10 frame, you want to do 3 3. For 14, you want to do while staying 2 3. Yeah, for raise drive, you can punish Death Fist and Heihachi's 4 4 2 with it, so that's good for 15. Or for 16, actually, 16 frames. So for 16, you want to do it. For 16, you want to do it because it's 16 frames, not 15. So for 16, you want to do that. What else? Oh yeah, for 13 is while staying 1 4. For 14 is while staying 2 3. If you're next to a wall and somebody does something that's minus 15, you want to do back 1 1 2. Because it's better than acid rain somebody or hop kicking somebody, because you get a full wall splat. So do that. Do back 1 1 2 on the wall. If there's 15 frame on the wall. Also for wall splats, see, you do that backdash 3 3 and then wall splat. Also, another thing about Lee's wall splat, you only want to do back 2 into this on like a straight up wall splat. If it's on the slot on the side, it's gonna whiff. It's gonna whiff. So that's why you see me go for either this most of the time or this, because the back 2 and the down forward, this shit whiffs against certain characters, especially female characters. So that's why you don't see me do it all the time, because it whiffs. It doesn't work on Marek, yeah. On big characters, when you do a wall combo, you want to end it with standing 3 instead of down 3, because they could block the down 3. So just do the regular wall combo you do, down for 1, back 2, missed up, whatever, into standing 3. Also on big bodies, you do you know, the 2 2 2, down 4 4 4 4 shit on the wall. I'll just do it before I end the tutorial, whatever. Let me see. You said 4 3 is good to stop stepping? Well, what character? I hope you're not talking about Lee, because that's mad risky. That's a launch punishable move. I never use 4 3 3 to stop people from stepping. It's kind of crazy. That's really crazy. I think it's good to use as a whiff punisher, but like as a move just to stop somebody from stepping, that's kind of wild. Oh yeah, when you start stepping, punish with it. All right, yeah. Of course, it's better than doing hop kick. So this is this big body combo that I do. That's the big body. Or you do the regular shit. See? Free, you know. Yeah, but if you sidewalk with Lee, you want to do acid rain, acid storm like the guy said. I'll give you an example. See? Well, if you're on the back, you want to do this. See? It's a back combo. So on the back, you want to do that. Also on the side wall is you could do back 4 into down 3. Or 4-4-3 if they get up, you see? On the side wall. Let me see what else. It was something else that I was just thinking about. Oh, actually, this move now is not too bad. That. Because if they get hit with the second hit on counter, you get a full combo. And the last hit isn't launch punishable anymore. It's only minus 14. And if somebody doesn't have a 14 frame long punisher, they can't launch it. I've noticed a lot of people like swinging in between that. And you get a big body combo if they swing after that shit. But that's it for my